Fuck You Dad.
Welcome to another episode of Fuck You Dad, everybody. I'm back in the studio with Nick Cartwright and
dude.
Greg Kennedy. We
Hello.
got the full team here.
Hello.
Full team.
What's up, dude?
Hello. Thanks for having me, guys.
No problem, man. It's good. It's good to have you. We're roommates now that I live with, I believe, half of the Chicago comedy scene.
Yeah,
So-
well, we have some room opening up if anyone wants to come in.
Yeah, I think we should just rent out our bathroom.
We got a 10-bedroom. Or no,
Yeah.
10 people can fit 2-bedroom. Sorry.
Yeah.
Nice.
It is just a refugee camp for people without a career. Is
It's
what it seems
very
like.
funny.
We can't all three sit
Wow,
at the
that was-
same
yeah,
time,
that was-
dude.
that was- That was
shit.
pretty. That was a. For you guys not watching the podcast, we all just took a sip at the same time. Like someone just made a point. Damn straight. Damn straight.
We've never talked to each other before, so
It was like when you flip a coin and it lands on the side, you know,
Yeah.
and everyone's like fucking
Yeah.
1 in 1,000.
that was awesome.
Greg, how you been? How is living with Kenyon? Do you have any complaints?
He's not there a lot, and that's awesome.
That's my number one thing as a roommate.
That's
and
like-
the same complaint most people have in relationships. I'm just not there.
It's so awesome to know
Emotionally.
that he's just like handing over the bills and he just like doesn't exist. That's my favorite part about it.
Yeah, I just pay to live there, and I'm never there.
Walked in on him pooping the other day. My bad.
That was tough.
I
Well, you
Wow,
also,
that's
you al-
big.
You
That's a
also
big
opened
day.
the door like you had a warrant.
I know.
Like you didn't even
Yeah.
knock. It was just like FBI, and I was like, it was a pushback.
Well, this
like,
is
there was.
this is how often he's not there. I'm just like, I'm the only one that exists. I'm going into the bathroom.
And I would just almost push me off the toilet seat. I had to
I couldn't believe
keep
it.
my dignity back.
He had just like we had just been because he's never like really he goes away for like a month. He's been back for like 2 days, and I walked in on him. I'm like, yeah, this is what it's like living with me, buddy. I'm coming.
You're
in.
trying to force me out. I'm like a tenant of a building who refuses to move, and you're like, if you don't go back on the road, I will push this door in while you're shitting once a day.
You don't understand too. I have like extreme anxiety about going to the restroom. This is real.
Something happened to you?
That you have such bad anxiety that you call it a restroom in casual
yeah,
conversation.
yeah. I
That's
only say
fucking
that around
crazy.
like my 81-year-old white grandma.
Yeah, I'm
Only
just
time I
trying.
say
I'm
restroom.
just trying to be polite right now. But I've never, for the most part, I have almost never pooped in public. Ever. I never pooped in like high school growing up. I would
That's
like
good,
wait to
I
go
think.
home. So like, and then like like a fear though of like someone walking in and I did it to you and like that. I laid in my room for 3 days and thought about that.
Really?
I was like, fuck.
Oh, get over it. Yeah, you gotta let a conversation we
Wait,
had off pod.
wait.
See someone.
So
because that's a little.
You've
abnormal.
never been like at the bar, you have a couple drinks, you have some pretzels.
Poop at the bar.
Yeah.
Are you high? No, I could
Yeah,
never.
I poop.
Yeah, but that you're drinking the liquid courage. You think after a certain point of not giving a shit, you would just take a shit.
I don't. It's
What about
fear.
like before a show? I always have to shit before a show.
I'll do it if I'm at home. I
Never,
can't.
never anywhere.
So
If I'm out in public,
you're 30 years old. You got a fear of shitting in public.
and it's a real fear.
I know it's a real fear.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not
This
fucking.
is like-
you
bad.
gotta poop on this podcast. I want you
Yeah.
to poop right in front of me right now.
I started working at this job and I ended up pooping one day and I was really proud and then they fired me. And
and
that
so you're
was
like,
it.
that's why.
That was
it.
Did you get fired because of your shit? They're like, did you just shit in the bathroom?
ha-
They're like, pack your bags.
it happened
You're done.
suspiciously quick after the poop. So you know.
That's you should talk to someone about
when
that.
I moved into the house, I couldn't. It was like 8 days I didn't go.
No.
Where were you? Were you like
way.
sick?
Yeah, it was the transition.
Wait,
of
so
going
where
from,
did you go to the bathroom?
Did you
I
start-
didn't poop for 8 days.
That's like horrible.
it
for
was
you.
terrible.
Did you start like puking poop?
It was just like got to a point where it's like the walls are gonna break.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, you gotta. This is insane. You gotta talk to a human.
It's the worst.
There's like a pill or a book or a podcast. There's something you could do.
It is the stupidest fear, and I can't even rationalize.
You need like
it.
exposure therapy. You need to go
Yeah.
upstairs bathroom, and then you need to go.
I
somewhere.
thought I was fucked up because when I do poop in public, I can't leave the stall if somebody's there.
Oh, okay.
So if like someone's pissing, I can't get up and leave the because I can't look at somebody and then they look at me and they instantly know I took a shit.
You just
guy
got to make
pooped.
enough mistakes in public that you don't care.
That's the
like
thing.
taking a shit in public's nothing.
I have this like this you have to be perfect. So yeah, pooping is not.
It's funny.
Greg, I live with you. You ain't perfect. So your fear is not already.
And I used to watch you shit in front of people at that old comedy bar every night.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I was really good at pooping on stage.
Yeah.
I love how you're just hosting a show where the audience throws tomatoes at you, and in your head you're like, you have to be perfect.
You have to be. You have
God
to be.
forbid I make a mistake like be 26 years old to be pelted by foam tomatoes.
I can't believe I hosted that show for a year.
I can't believe any of us agreed to do that show.
You know what's the worst part is I was jealous.
Of me?
Yes.
Hosting it?
Of course.
Nick gets jealous of
man.
things that make me sad.
It changed. It changed everything.
Nick will be like, I wish I could do this like bar show in Indiana where people get paid in pennies, and he'll just be angry about a flyer, and I'm like, go love your fucking fiance.
Yeah.
Do you have a fiance?
I do.
Yeah.
Congrats, man.
Thank you. She's dope. We were
If
playing.
Nick's got a fiance you can shit in public.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
you can do it.
The fear is, I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Neither
what it
does
is.
Nick.
I've
Someone
done-
agreeing to marry Nick.
I've done
Yeah,
lots of.
Stranger things happen every day.
Both are pretty crazy.
Both are wild.
I've done a lot. of
Both
people.
are thought disorders.
Yeah.
What about a porta potty? Can you poop in a porta potty?
Oh my God, no.
So okay,
terrible.
it's not about people. It's about not being at the home toilet.
Yeah, well, there is a fear of people, but yeah, I mean, a porta potty's disgusting as well. I could never.
Yeah,
Well,
they
but-
are pretty bad.
You can't. I can't go in there and sit down in there, and get the poop all over me. other people's poop. No.
Yeah, that pit. That's a real bad moment when you're in a porta potty and you're about to shit and you look down into the pit.
Look in the pit, man.
God, and it's like
And
just
it's blue.
Yeah, it's
And you're
just
like,
a
why?
Weird. It looks like poop got in a war with other poop, and there's just a bunch of like dead poop bodies.
I'd like to kick whoever ass made the goddamn porta potty.
Yeah.
Just keep pooping in it.
We'll just pour a bunch of soap in there,
It'll
and
be-
they'll just poop in
It
that.
seems like someone who is barred out came out with
Yeah,
form.
dude.
It's like, well, I'm not even flushing, dude. I'll just shit on shit. Throw some fucking soap on it,
Just
dude.
throw some Dawn on it.
Yeah,
it'll be
that
fine.
literally seems like like someone who was just barred out and their toilet was broken.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's straight.
There's a porta potty around here somewhere.
So, Greg, where did you start? Did you start comedy in Ohio?
In Cleveland,
In
yeah.
Cleveland, right?
City of Champions.
Hell yeah,
I love
dog.
Cleve every time I've went through there.
It's a good time, yeah. It's a good city. The scene is small. It was good for. I think I did it for a year and a half there, and then I've been here for like 6 years now, something
Okay.
like that. And I mean, I fucking dominated out there.
You ruled the roost.
You were king of Cleve.
I ruined those 3 shows they run.
Did you grow? Were you all childhood Cleveland? You're a pure Clevelandite.
In that area, I'm from the middle of nowhere.
you're-
Cleveland is like the city that everyone knows, but I mean, I'm from
Where you from? Me and Nick did a show out there and stayed in the middle of nowhere. I wonder if it was.
where
We don't even remember, but we went and played laser tag out by some cornfields.
that's Ohio right there.
Yeah.
It was just a windowless building called like Laser Adventure or something.
That ain't even in the set. What we also got dragged to a strip club, which was just a dive bar with like stage is a strong word. It was just some women.
This
in
sounds
a corner.
like middle Ohio.
Yeah.
kinda
And
shit.
then there was
No,
at one
no.
point a pregnant woman on roller skates getting no tips, and it was one of the
And she
saddest.
was upset about it.
She was
and
pretty
she let
upset
us know that she was.
Yeah, her
upset
friend.
Well, was she
her
doing
friend
any-
grabbed my hair and was like, "Why aren't you giving any of my friends money?" And I was like, "Well, I didn't even really want to be here." And
You should be like, she's not even doing any tricks.
yeah.
She's in rollerblades.
She hasn't asked me what my card is once.
me and Kenyon. This was because I try to be as polite as possible. My dad's British. I always try to be as polite as possible, no matter where I am. But we walked into the door of this place and immediately broke out in laughter. Like we could not, because it looked so. It was just like stripper poles and a horrible bar with everyone's disinterested in what they're doing.
It was
the
like
strippers
it
don't
was like
care.
somebody just put like poles in a terrible dive bar. And no one in there seemed to be having a good time.
There was no DJ. There was no guy going like now coming up on stage. Like
there wasn't a performance aspect.
You guys are roasting someone's dream right now. This guy made this business.
Oh, it looked like someone like needed a front for something but put zero effort into it. And
yeah, right.
It was a sad place.
So what was Cleveland like when you were growing up? Like, you're from a small town in Ohio.
It was very small. I mean,
how big was your high school class?
I think there was probably like 300 of us, maybe.
Okay, yeah, that's
maybe.
pretty tiny.
Yeah, I think in the town when I was growing up there was like 15,000 people.
Damn.
Okay.
So not too small.
Yeah,
I mean,
but not crazy small.
Yeah, but it was like hillbilly shit. We were just like, there was quarries and woods behind our house. We would jump off and like get in trucks and drive through cornfields.
That was like your night out.
Yeah, we're like, let's go into Walmart. It's open. It's open
dude,
all night. Let's walk around Walmart.
It's like such a bored teenage kid activity. It's like, let's just walk around a store.
Yeah, there's bikes in there. We can ride them around, get kicked out. No one had phones or anything back then. We would have been so famous riding all those bikes.
Oh yeah, dude. I was actually on a work trip recently. I did do a casino party in a different city, and we had nothing to do all day. Did the same thing, just walked around
You walked around a Walmart?
in
Walmart at night,
middle
man.
of nowhere, Illinois. We had nothing to do.
It's
all day.
fun. It's fun at
It
night.
actually wasn't bad. We saw some crazy. There was a guy in a scooter, like hammered at like 1 p.m. in the liquor section, going, "I love liquor," and he was like just circling around one aisle of like, it was like the bourbon aisle.
That's like a commercial for Jim Beam. Just a guy who's driving around. I love liquor, yes I do.
I wanted to see a cop in his own little scooter.
Yeah,
like, give him a
you
DUI.
pull over. You got the light on. He's also
Fuck you.
It's a chase. He's like shoving stuff down to block him.
The last time I was in Ohio, I went to a Walmart and was just like walking around, and this guy was by the DVDs, and I was in like that aisle, and he talked to me. I'm not kidding, for 30 minutes about Jack Reacher. And I was alone, and
I should be on like the Welcome to Ohio sign.
I was so mad I was alone. He's like, "You ever seen this? This is badass." I was like, "Why me though? Why?"
Dude, the DVD aisles now in any store is just a ghost town of weird like.
Oh, he was bizarre, and he wanted to talk. He was like obsessed with it. And he's like, "That's Tom Cruise." I was like, I know, I know that's Tom Cruise. I kept inching away, and he would just like follow me.
That's so
They
good.
said the mission was impossible, but he does it every time.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, it was pretty. But yeah, that's what we would do growing up, man.
So
So your dad, okay,
Yeah.
growing up, was he around? Was he not around?
He was around for a while.
He was kicking it.
Well, he was a truck driver.
Okay.
So he was gone quite. He would like vanish for like a month or two.
That's the best part about that job, I gotta assume.
Yeah, I mean, it
Is that
was.
you get to be not around your family.
Well, he said he has a story of us when we were kids. He came home and we didn't recognize him, and we started crying. And then I think,
that'll crush
That's a
you.
wake up call.
yeah, and he was like, "Oh shit!" But then, honestly, he ended up breaking his neck on the job, and then yeah, he never was able to go back to work ever again. So it all worked out.
Well, how did he? It worked out. Were you in on it? Did you set it? I want my daddy back. It's like
Step in front of the truck, then make me brake.
He drove those trucks with all the cars on them. Like he would transport cars.
Oh,
And
yeah,
it was the
okay.
wintertime, and he was yanking on this chain to get the top cars to come down, and it was frozen. And then when he finally got it, he fell off the back of the truck and then landed on his neck and broke his neck.
But he didn't. He wasn't like paralyzed or anything. No.
No, but I mean, he got disability for. I mean, I think that happened. I was like 12 or 13. So, and then he never went back to work after that. He couldn't. He can't work at all. I mean, to this day. So, it all worked out because they like give him pensions and stuff.
Well, that's fat
Yeah.
check. Yeah, me and Nick gotta find a
You just gotta, dude,
fall down while you're
break
Dude,
your
it's
neck.
Better Call Saul over here.
It's all
We're-
Better
we're-
Call Saul. Everyone's like, that's a tragic story, and I'm like, that's a man with a dream.
Dude, to pay for this wedding, yeah, I gotta like.
You gotta
slip and fall and
There's
hit
a
an
bus.
Escalade.
There's a bus that goes by every 10 minutes. I mean, you just step out in the street at the wrong time.
I don't want it from the state because that'd be a longer process. I need like a rich like
All right,
attorney.
this is a Patreon conversation. You're talking about it like you have the phrase "I don't want it from the state" because that'd be a longer process. You've clearly thought about it enough. This is so if you want it from anybody, you can't be on a podcast
no, I've got
talking out loud about how you want to commit fraud.
I know exactly what attorney I'm going to call, and I have him on speed dial. I'm ready to go. I just need to fall somewhere.
I just literally can't.
Anywhere but the Lincoln Lodge. I won't do it at the Lincoln Lodge just for respect.
Yeah, you wouldn't want. You should follow like a store. Go to Walmart at night.
Or Walmart. Yeah, because they don't even want it. They're too big to even care about. They're like, sure,
Give him
$80,000, whatever.
Yeah,
Like, I don't care.
Give him it.
We're Maybe
Walmart.
a Macy's.
We're fucking Walmart. Give him the 80.
That's true. Macy's and McDonald's. I don't know.
McDonald's doesn't give you anything.
Yeah, enough shit happens there. McDonald's is almost like international. McDonald's and Waffle House are kind of international.
They are international water. You get stabbed there. Doesn't even matter.
Anything can happen, dude.
Yeah,
That's lawless. That's kind of cool that we have our own saloons.
It
the
is
Wild
Waffle-
West had their saloons, and ours is like Waffle House and McDonald's. That's where you go.
Any fast
You
food
go-
place
you go
like
there to
3 in the
fight.
morning, and yeah.
What are you cooking back there? And then they fight. Everyone fights in Waffle House. I don't like the way you're cooking that bacon. and, they,
Slam.
and then they come back there. The kitchen's right in the restaurant.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Waffle House though.
Waffle House is great. Dude.
Anytime I see one, I'll try to stop in.
Oh, the
Cookout's better, but
Cookout's great. Waffle House. I like that they started doing the bowls because it's just like one bowl of like hash brown eggs.
I
and
ate
sausage.
that the night I crashed my car drunk when I was 20, and I still feel.
Damn, it didn't sober you up. That was always my key.
I ate 2 meals at Waffle House, thinking that would work.
Yeah, that usually worked for me.
And
that
I was
the
like,
DUI
I
shield.
ate like 2 meals.
Then I got in the car and I took a couple shots, and then it didn't work.
yeah. It's like, what? I thought this would eat. Like, if an officer pulled me over, it's like, well, I ate at Waffle House twice. He'd be like, oh, let him go. Yeah.
Oh, this man's fine. You need a police escort home.
Show me your receipt. Yeah.
Sir, have you been drinking tonight? Yes. Have you been eating tonight? Yes. Oh, okay.
The Waffle House bowl.
Yeah.
Keep your car.
Hey, no, that evens out. You're good.
Yeah. God.
Was that the night you crashed into a tree?
That was the tree night.
What the fuck?
I crashed into a tree when I was 20 years old and almost died. I've told the story on the pod before.
You can't go back.
Don't
into
need
it,
to go through the cobwebs. But drove that car home.
He always says that like it's like those hockey players that are like, yeah, I get a fucked up ankle, I have no teeth, but I skated off the ice.
That is, to be honest, that's the same thing, dude.
And I drove that tree car home.
It wasn't. I had a friend driving me home originally. He just was also drunk and dropped me at my car instead of my house, and then handed me my keys. I don't remember this apparently, and then I get in the car, start driving.
Damn, dude.
And so I was almost set up.
Yeah,
it's almost
Yeah, that's entrapment.
It's entrapment, and then a mile away from the house, swerving the other lane, overcorrect, car spins off the road, back slams into a tree, heads slams the steering wheel. I kind of wake up, and then the bumpers just cross the street waving at me.
Oh my god!
And then I'm like freaking out, trying to get the car to start. Like I'm literally like, am I drunk? Like,
am I drunk right now?
In the midst of a totaled car, yeah, like an insane person.
Something's not right with this car.
Yeah.
It's not me.
Well, I gotta call Hyundai. They need to recall these fuckers.
Yeah, I was driving your car and it sucks, man.
And then I.
It looks like I hit a tree, dude. It's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, and then I, get back. It starts to work magically. Get back on the road, the bumper. It's just scratching against the highway. Like it's just not the highway. I'm on like a rural road, but it's like scratching as I'm going. So there's a cloud of smoke coming up from this car. Driving into my mom's house, hit the driveway. Best feelings of my fucking life.
Made it.
And then my mom
made it.
Mom comes out. I just walk out of a totaled car covered in glass. I tried to say I was struck by lightning because it was the only.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was the only.
I was struck by
It was the only thing that I could think to excuse. This car is total, dude.
I was struck
the back.
by lightning.
The back was just smacked in by a tree.
My God.
I'm covered. I'm like bleeding. I mean, there's nothing else to say.
Your head, because your forehead was probably bleeding then, right?
I got a very bad concussion. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably why you said I was struck by lightning too. That's factoring into your decision making of like thinking that was a good lie.
Have you ever told her that you didn't get struck by
I don't
lightning?
think I needed to. I think the evidence was rather clear on what happened
You should
there.
call her. Hey, Mom, remember that day?
I just remember
I lied.
There was a kid up the street just like walking his dog. He just looked at my driveway and then did a double take. Like, what the fuck? Because it's just a total car. So I just sold it for scrap metal. I was just trying to get rid of the evidence.
I love of somebody like your neighbor just like mowing the lawn. And then they look over and they're like, "Whoa!" And then they see you like outside, being like, "Mom, I was struck by lightning."
Yeah.
No, it was like 3 a.m. It wasn't anybody else.
Struck by
okay.
lightning, man. That is
That's that is the best.
That's how you didn't get away with that, I don't know. Also, you're in a car. That's not how it works. Like,
you were probably so drunk. That's what
like
it
lightning.
seemed. It seemed like the tree came from the sky.
It definitely felt like the tree was a little unprompted.
In a car is the safest place for lightning because the rubber tires that keep you grounded.
Yeah,
So
do I sound like a man who knew a lot about weather facts? That just totaled the car in a tree, drinking 40s in the parking lot of a comedy club.
Mom, you know how it's not raining right now? I was struck by lightning.
That's a good point. It wasn't raining as well.
Honestly,
it was a pretty spur of the moment thought.
That's quick on your feet. I think that's.
I'm good at riffing.
Yeah. That's funny. That's one of the funniest things I've ever heard. So you got that going for you.
Yeah. Things are happening.
So did you ever get in trouble with your dad at all once he stopped working? Because I assume he was around all the time then.
Oh yeah, then he was around. Yeah, my dad is he's like a hillbilly and short temper. So
yeah,
he would be mad all the time. He calls me peckerhead, which is like dickhead.
Okay.
Or needle dick.
Yeah.
That's his level of respect for me.
My dad's the same. He's just a rage machine. And as a kid, he used to call me, like the same dickhead.
Yeah.
Moron. That was his
Moron.
favorite. Fucking moron.
Yeah, so like he worked on, he was a truck driver, so he's like a mechanic and stuff. And I come home and the car is like, something's wrong with it. He's like, don't you know anything about this? I'm like, no, he wouldn't teach me. He'd like try to teach me, and he'd literally get so fucking pissed off and be like, you know how to change the oil in this car? I'm like, I'm 16. He's like, get the fuck inside. I was like,
you're not automatically a man.
Yeah, like no ability to to give any teachable moment. Once he found I didn't know, he was done. He's like, get in the house with your mom. Like,
why don't you go knit some, Nancy? Jesus.
Fucking needle dick. All right.
So what are some other times he blew up on you?
Man, a lot of blow-ups. I was a little hellraiser though. I was annoying. I know I was annoying. One time I was trying to drive away. We got into a huge fight, and he picked up this like piece of wood, and I was driving to leave, and he threw it and like dented the car and put a little crack in the window.
Holy fuck!
I drove
off.
Sounds
like a toxic ex, dude.
And now he's cool. He was wild, man. He we all have like a great relationship, me and my mom and my dad and all of them, but he just was crazy. He has a 9th grade education. He got kicked out of high school.
Sure.
He hitchhiked across the country, didn't have a job for years, was just like literally wandering. Went to prison in Mexico for a while.
Wait, doing what?
That's the big mystery.
He still hasn't told anybody?
He says he ended up in Mexico on accident.
I don't think you can. Right. There's a whole lot of documents you need to show.
I'm like,
something makes you go there.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was in prison, and our last name's Kennedy, and he said the first day in prison there, he bought everyone a Pepsi because they were like a nickel, and everyone thought that he was like this like.
I thought he was related to JFK.
Yeah, he's like, so everyone.
Bought everyone a Pepsi.
Yeah, he's like, everyone was doing my laundry, like the people were like giving him their food and stuff for like a year.
Well, it's a solid move if you end up in a Mexican jail. Just
so he's
buy
like
everyone a Pepsi and pretend to be the relative of the president.
Yeah, and then so he's like this crazy guy, and then he had me, and I like turned into a worm who like doesn't know how to like oil changes and stuff.
You wouldn't know. You wouldn't last a day in Mexican prison, boy.
Exactly. Yes.
Don't you know?
But he has crazy stories. Him and his friends were hitchhiking across the country, and this guy picked him up. And his friend sat in the front seat, and he sat in the back seat. And this guy driving kept touching my dad's friend's chest.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, fuck, like, who's this weirdo? And the guy was like, why are you keep touching me? And the guy, I guess, was like, I just want to see how big of a hole this gun's gonna leave in your chest. Shot the guy in the chest.
Wait! Oh my God!
Killed him.
Wait!
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And my dad.
No.
Yeah.
Wait! I thought it was just gonna be like, you creep.
No.
He just pulled over just to kill this man.
Killed my dad's friend. My dad rolled out of the car while it was driving, and he said he lived in the woods for 3 days because he was afraid to leave.
Holy fuck!
Yeah,
Did he tell like the police about it?
Who knows? They're crazy.
What do you mean? Who knows? He just saw a man murdered.
He lived a very lawless life.
He was like, I can't tell. I got warrants. I ain't talking
I don't
to the
know.
police.
I feel like next week I'm gonna be watching some movie from the 80s and be like, that's fucking Greg's dad's story right there.
Yeah. That's the guy. Yeah, it's they're like him and my
He
uncles.
just saw a man get shot
Yeah, and
cold blood, and then jumped out of a car.
we just lived in the woods.
And then you just said, oh yeah, and then I just lived. That's terrible. If I was stuck in the woods for 3 days right now, I mean, fuck.
I would hate it.
Yeah.
Because the woods don't have my PlayStation.
Yeah. Yeah, no wonder your dad thinks you're soft. He literally saw a man murdered in cold blood.
I know, and
then what, like killed a squirrel with his bare hands and ate it to avoid, like, yeah, that's just, holy shit.
I'll be like, I'm feeling sad. I have
You start
depression.
this podcast
And my
talking
dad's
about
like, what are you talking about?
You start this podcast about how you're too anxious to shit in public.
Yeah.
Your dad's probably shitting a man's skull in Arizona.
I tell him these things, and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, this doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. Well, if you just saw a man get murdered in cold blood and just jumped on, God.
They were nuts though, because like you say, like, did they call the police? It's like that was just like they were doing stuff like this all the time. My dad's like
Getting
brothers.
shot and murdered. They were doing crazy stuff like that.
Yeah, you're talking about it like it's hijinks. This is a horrible crime.
My dad and uncle were in a bar one time, and I guess this guy was annoying my uncle, and my uncle just pulled out a gun and put it on the guy's like knee and just shot his knee.
Oh, wait, what? Oh my God. This is how, when people are like, no, there's not enough guns in this country. When there's people just casually being like, bang.
They were doing, so your dad is essentially almost, he wouldn't be opposed to pulling out a gun and shooting someone.
They're crazy hillbillies.
It's crazy.
It was wild.
I can't imagine casually shooting someone in the knee.
Yeah.
Fuck you, go Indians, bang.
Yeah, and then like they ended up being friends. That's the moral of the story.
Remember that one time I blew out your knee?
I shot you
Old
in the
Crutch
fucking
Connor?
knee. And
Well, that's how to not
and they
go
were
to
like,
jail.
that was a big misunderstanding. It's like, I don't know, man.
Dude,
I can't poop.
Literally, I actually agree with your dad. What the fuck happened? Because you're from hill people that shoot each other in the knee over nothing, and you're anxious about bathrooms. Like, what occurred?
I think that
The internet?
his stories and his life was, I don't know, maybe there's a lot of pressure of me to become like a man. Maybe that's the only thing.
Not even a man. I'm just like, can you make eye contact at least? You know,
Yeah.
after that, God.
Oh, he looks at me. He's like, here he is. Well.
Do you have like a brother that like fits the motif of?
No, my brother has
Kennedy name?
3 kids and is
Just
like
a normal guy.
just a regular guy. I have a sister too, who's 15 years older than me.
So no one's carrying the
Wow.
Kennedy
Yeah.
legend.
What do you mean?
Like no one's continuing your dad's lineage of
My brother.
Oh, yeah.
He's got 3 kids.
No, but I'm not talking about kids. I'm talking about the legacy of insanity or something.
Well, maybe me, I suppose. I feel like I'm a ticking time bomb. Maybe I'll turn into that guy.
Yeah, it's
You're a little goofball, but I
Yeah.
wouldn't
You
say.
don't strike me as the guy who could see a man get murdered and be like, well, it's time to go back to the woods.
I'll just live in the woods for a couple of days.
Live in the woods for oh, fuck, we lost Johnny. Ain't no going back now.
It's chill.
Shit, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just
man.
hold my lunchbox. Good sandwich in there.
Yeah, it was. So that's the guy that raised me.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
So yeah, I tell him like, and then even like with comedy stuff, I like tell him this stuff. Man, that guy.
Well, that's not.
He doesn't.
That's not registering.
Yeah, like he doesn't. He has no. Like I tell him things, and he looks at me like I don't know who you are. I don't know what you're talking about. And then every time I call home too, he's always like, "Hey, I was just online and I saw the Ford plant's gonna be hiring 100,000 people." I'm like, man, that's not what I want to do at all. And he tells me every time because he doesn't think. I mean, I'm not. It's not like I'm making a lot of money or anything, but he doesn't. This world is not real to him.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Comedy and podcast. He's like, that ain't.
To him,
real.
Chicago is literally a war zone, and there's like two sides, and we're fighting all the time.
Oh, that's the thing too. They watch all the news. They'll call me. They'll call
yeah.
me like, and they'll be like, "Saw on the news somebody got killed. You good?" I'm like, "You gotta
Yeah, it's
stop."
a city of
He's like,
13 million people.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
stop.
So there's a lot of. We're fine.
Yeah, it was down. It was really far on like you weren't on the south side, right? I'm like, Dad, just stop.
I think my mom did something similar where she was like, "Are you anywhere near like 135th Street?" I'm like,
No, nowhere close. I'm
That
on
is such a
negative 130.
yeah.
God.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, he has all these wild stories that he would tell growing up. Yeah, and then
I feel like some of them gotta be lies to just like get you to try to want to fix a car at some point.
I don't know because
You got the uncle shooting a guy in the knee. That seems get some.
That seems
credibility.
real.
Well, you think
Your
if they're
dad being
alive,
like,
and then people
I
show
saw
up.
my buddy get killed, and then I lived in the woods for 3 days.
Well, these
That
people
sounds like a
show
lot
up
of
though.
man.
Like his friends will show up and they'll talk about it, and it's almost like they
Oh, shit.
confirm it. And I'm like, what the fuck?
What's another one you couldn't believe?
I don't know. Just like what? I mean, he grew up in like the '60s and '70s, so like crazy stuff.
Hitchhiking is an insane activity.
Yeah.
Just being driven across the country by strictly pedophiles all the time.
Just weird stuff. He said he was like went to see Pink Floyd, and he was tripping on acid, and like helicopters came over the stage, and like we're just like lowering down pigs and stuff. And I'd like Googled it. I'm like, was that real? And I couldn't find it, but I was.
I think that was just some good acid.
Yeah,
I think he was
any of
just
this-
at Pink Floyd on acid.
Yeah.
Any of this real? So yeah, lots of that shit.
How do you do that for 2 decades? And you're like, I just have a job.
There was like a lot of like
Yeah, that's-
racial tension back then too. My dad has stories of like he was at this like concert, and him and his friends were in this like this convertible, and there was like all of this like black people versus white like fighting and shit in the street, and just like hearing stuff like that too. I'm like, what did you, where were you at?
Yeah.
What happened?
It's like Forrest Gump, dude.
Why do I feel so sad? Because I slept till noon.
Yeah.
Like, these are real issues growing up, and I
Getting drafted into Vietnam, can you imagine them just being like, yeah, you were born on October 9th, so
yeah.
get on over there.
That's a nightmare. Would leave the country in an instant.
No, I could not. Could you imagine? Get on,
Both of you would
get on the
dodge?
ground.
You dodge?
1,000%.
I
or,
passed.
or I'd go to jail.
I think I'm past the
Oh,
point.
jail might be.
You go to jail for like a year and a half, yeah.
Probably a lot of people did that, so you're probably chilling with mostly people who are like, yeah, I don't want to fight, I'm just in here.
I think jail for a year and a half is 100% less traumatic than active warfare.
Yeah.
A lot bigger chance of not dying.
That's true.
Yeah. I know when I'm getting out.
Of
you
jail.
know. Yeah.
You might not come back.
Prison?
I don't know, what's the, do you know what I don't know what the term is for, what do they call that?
Draft dodger.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they might
That's
not.
what it
Well, they
is.
probably wouldn't respect you in prison, but who
Oh,
cares?
I don't think that nowadays. If you, I bet people are like, yeah, why I wouldn't.
Well,
do that.
now, I don't know.
Well,
but-
now it would not fly whatsoever.
I wouldn't. I couldn't do it. I think I'm past the age though.
Well,
don't
I
think
never
they were
signed
after
up.
me.
I don't associate with a lot of those.
It's like
things.
18, 19, 20. I'm way out of there.
Yeah.
I don't think that.
I don't know. I think I would only fight in a war if like a foreign country attacked like my favorite restaurants. I think that would really fucking piss me off.
Red Robin. Now we went too far.
Dude, I'm telling you.
You think you could do this to Ruby Tuesday?
You such a
Nobody does that to Ruby Tuesday.
The terrorists have nuked Waffle House. And it's like,
Yeah,
that's
if they started taking off
Yeah.
Wendy's is a staple in my life, man.
Wendy's
is a staple in your life.
Wendy's keeps me
You
alive.
won't stand up for your
Don't
country.
don't betray who you know you love. Don't
Wendy's?
betray that. Don't try to
I'm
act like
shittier than Wendy's.
what's your fast food restaurant that saves your
Cookout,
that,
goddamn.
well
Cookout.
okay, yeah, but I can't.
Oh yeah,
I know,
you mean
but-
like here?
Yeah.
The go-to fast food.
Yeah.
Damn, I don't eat fast food. Taco Bell, I guess, but I hate it. It sucks.
Yeah, Taco
Well-
Bell is like when you're in the grips of a horrible addiction where you want it, but you hate that you want
You're like, can I have
Yeah.
a cheesy gordita crunch for like $17?
Yeah. They used to be so.
it. Used to be like, oh, I have 4 cents, I can get I can get
yeah,
a burrito. And
yeah. They
used to
started
mean
fucking
something
up.
in this country.
Tacos went up in value all of a sudden
Because they're good, dude.
Yeah, everyone started to be like, "Yo, these are really good." So now they're fucking valuable.
I think we open up a Taco Bell and change the game.
Absolutely.
You want to open up a Taco Bell?
I mean, would it make
This
my
is an
dad
attainable
proud?
dream. You could become a franchise owner.
Yeah, just
your
like
your
that.
dad would actually respect you if he's like, I
Oh,
opened
yeah,
up a
that'd
He's
be
like,
funny.
I saw a commercial for that. That's real.
He'd walk in for 2. My son owns the place. Table for 2.
Valentine's Day is coming up. You think you and your mom, me and my mom can?
Can you reserve 2 seats for at your business? Oh, that would be cool.
Oh, man.
He might be proud. I think he'd be proud if I had money. Yeah.
Yeah,
Money is such a big.
money's big.
It's a big thing right now.
I'm sure they're
Money's
proud.
hot.
Yeah.
Money's hot.
I think
Yeah.
my family is proud of me. They're proud that I stayed in Chicago.
Has your dad seen you do stand up at all?
Yeah.
Do you like
Where
it?
and when and why?
Yeah, these are good questions. It was in Cleveland. I think I did hilarities, and he came.
Nice.
That's
and,
good.
And it went great. And he he laughs a lot. He's very funny, and
Oh, I bet.
but he doesn't like understand comedy like that, but he laughs a lot.
Yeah.
So I don't know, he had fun. I know that he thinks I'm funny. I think so.
It just gets sad so quick when you talk about. I know that he thinks I'm funny. I just don't think he loves me.
I know he wants me to quit. I always call, and they always are wondering when I'm moving home. That's a
Yeah. Yeah. My parents do that too.
Like,
They're
you
always
about done? I'm like, I don't know.
Are you
Maybe.
about done?
You about done?
So that's
with
the
that?
other way. My mom's always just like, it's just a matter of time.
See, that's got to be fucking nice to hear, dude.
Yeah.
Just some rah go team.
That all you have to see? You guys are idiots. You're including too much of how you're doing. What you got to do is selectively share your account. Oh, I was at the Laugh Factory. Boo boo. I'm at the Lincoln Lodge. Like, just share. You see the clip. You see the podcast. You see the stand up. Oh, I got a girlfriend. I'm single. And you say it's your decision.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
say you want to work on yourself. You're in therapy. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
They're
you
not
just lie.
They're not fooled by the name Laugh Factory anymore. I've said that 100 times.
Yeah,
They're like,
my parents are the same. They just don't.
They're like, right, the
Well,
Laugh Factory.
Okay, yeah.
Whatever. Just go back, pay for a couple dinners, and everyone's like, he's the man of the hour.
If I
Yeah,
paid
that's
for a
true.
couple of dinners, I'd have to maybe be like, and also give me a couple $100 so
No.
I can get home.
Absolutely. No, you gotta have a No, that's when you go to CSL Blood Plaza when you get back. You re-up
Yeah.
on the cat. You're sitting on liquid gold.
It's plasma.
I just got a new
It's
credit
plasma,
card
baby.
the other day, $3,000 that I didn't have and I don't have, and they gave it to me.
Yeah, well, you have to pay it eventually.
But
I'll tell you what,
me
though.
and Nick can have fun.
I've had the same
About to ball the fuck
$2,000 credit debt for 15 years. It's been the same amount.
yeah,
I pay the minimum.
it's sitting at $1,800.
My credit score's 800. I pay it every month, and nothing happens. So I have no idea how any of that works. At all. It's literally, I got a laptop when I was 19 with a Best Buy credit card, and I don't know. It's just still
It's
there.
just always $2,000, and
It's just there. It's still there. I've never paid it off, and I pay a little bit, and my credit score goes up.
saw somebody got shot in a Volkswagen Bug.
Yeah. And I'm over here like,
You ever get sad at night?
Because you have $2,000 of debt.
Sometimes I'm nervous.
he's like,
Try to use like credit cards to buy some something to help you shit in public.
oh yeah, one of those.
Maybe
shove it
you
up
should
there.
see somebody get murdered. I think that would help you shit.
I think that
Probably
would
shit
put
your
a
pants.
lot of things into perspective. I think I'd probably be a lot.
He would see a guy get murdered in a public bathroom and be like, I was right.
I was fucking
yeah, dude.
right. Yeah, man. Maybe that's the key. Maybe I'll find a way to make that happen.
Well,
Walking on Ken tonight in our bathroom.
you have a very funny podcast called Right Sure.
Yeah, with a W.
Yes, WRITE
Yeah. Right, sure.
SURE.
Yeah, right, sure.
It's just a bunch of goofs.
It's just about riffing.
Yeah,
We just try to take things as far as we can. It's like writing. That's what the name is. Like, we're trying to write something. You write something, you're like, yeah, sure, that might work.
Ah,
Okay, that's cool.
what-
I
yeah.
like that. Yeah, that's good. That's a good podcast name. Well, yeah, check out Right Sure.
Check it out, please.
Check out everywhere. Please come out to the Lincoln Lodge every goddamn day. Fantastic comedy
Yes.
shows. Support the
nonstop.
Patreon so that Nick can have a wedding one day and not do a slip and fall and gets his ass sued
we're making
by Walmart.
plans for that, and
Yeah.
Also, if you
No, it's over.
If you Google me and a juggler comes up first, just keep typing in words, and I'll eventually show up.
That is so sad.
If you type in my name, a juggler shows up first, and that is truly my only goal in comedy. Is when you type my name in the I pass this
So
fucking juggler.
once you get over
the
that
juggler,
guy,
I'll quit. I'm done. I'll peaked at that moment.
That's so funny, dude. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Hey guys, you just listened to another episode of Fuck You Dad. If you could follow us on our Instagram, which is FCKYOUDAD podcast. That's the important one. We also have a Twitter account, which is FCKYOUDADPODCA1. If you could follow that. Also, please submit any father stories that you have that you'd like us to make fun of, laugh at, or share. Shoot that to our Instagram DMs. And if you could please go ahead and rate the podcast, share the podcast with your friends and family that might enjoy it, and keep listening. Thank you so much.